Some of the toughest homes in America are built without bricks, power tools, or even electricity. Sounds surprising, right? But for the Amish, it's just part of their routine. While many of us debate between brick, stone, or some new age material for our dream homes, the Amish are out chopping their own wood and constructing houses built to last for generations. And here's the amazing part. Not only do these homes withstand the test of time, but they're often built faster than many modern homes, and all without a single brick. Interestingly, while most Amish communities hold firm to their centuries-old traditions, a handful of more progressive Amish groups have recently started incorporating bricks. Surprising, isn't it? Imagine your grandpa swapping his old pickup for a Tesla. But don't worry. Brick homes are still rare among the Amish. For the majority, the preferred materials remain good old-fashioned wood and stone. It's almost like their motto could be, if it isn't broken, don't brick it. So why avoid bricks altogether? Well, when you have an entire community of skilled neighbors ready to help raise your house in a single weekend, combined with traditions as old as the country itself, who really needs bricks? And let's not ignore the savings. While many modern houses come with sky-high costs, an Amish home costs significantly less, making it a much more affordable option. Try bragging about that with a brick wall. Now let's dive into what truly makes an Amish home unique: the materials. Amish homes are mostly built using wood and stone, with little to no bricks. For those seeking a cozy, welcoming structure, wood fits the bill perfectly. And this isn't just any wood. It's often locally sourced and meticulously prepared by hand. Picture this: a group of Amish craftspeople carefully selecting trees from the nearby forest, cutting them down, and transforming them into beautiful timber ready for construction. That's what you'd call truly homegrown. Here's an interesting fact. Over 90% of Amish homes are primarily wooden, even in regions where bricks are more common. It's like ordering a salad at a steakhouse, a bold choice that sets them apart. For the Amish, visiting a lumber yard isn't just shopping. It's about building a personal connection. Instead of waiting for deliveries or browsing fancy showrooms, it's more about pointing to a tree and saying, "I'll take that one." And while we're talking costs, stick around to see just how affordable an Amish home really is. Spoiler alert, it's way more budget-friendly than the cookie-cutter brick houses in typical neighborhoods. Let's talk about stonework. Although the Amish usually avoid bricks, they often incorporate natural stone for certain parts of the home, like chimneys and sturdy foundations that can handle rough weather. This choice isn't only about durability, it's also about creating a balanced home that looks as good as it performs. Ultimately, the mix of wood and stone gives Amish homes a welcoming feel that's both rustic and timeless. When it comes to home building, the Amish have a straightforward philosophy: structure first, style second. They start the process by laying down the framework, and this isn't a simple task. Instead of using prefabricated materials that go up in no time, the Amish use wooden beams that are hand-sawn and carefully assembled. It's labor-intensive, but the results are extraordinary. The framework serves as the backbone of the house, providing essential support that keeps everything standing strong and true. Without a solid frame, a house would be like a good story missing its punchline, lacking the structure to hold everything together. And a strong frame isn't just for looks, it's what helps the house endure through time, weathering storms, snow, and more. Imagine an extra-spirited family gathering. Here's a surprising fact for you. Amish builders are so skilled in construction that they're often called upon for major projects outside of their communities. Yes, you heard that right. These craftsmen are in such high demand that you might even find them helping to construct towering buildings or bridges. It's like being a master chef who gets invited to create a 5-star menu at a high-end restaurant. Not bad for a group known for their simple, off-the-grid lifestyle. But let's dive back into their building process. When Amish builders take on a project, it's a community affair. Friends and family gather around, each bringing their own unique talents to the job. You might think the focus is purely on accuracy, but there's plenty of laughter in the mix too. Jokes fly just as fast as the hammers hit the nails. This sense of teamwork and joy isn't only about finishing a project, It's about creating bonds and strengthening the community. Each nail they hammer in, every beam they secure, contributes to a shared sense of pride. They're not just building a house. They're crafting a home filled with potential for years of cherished memories. Amish builders stick to traditional methods, keeping things simple and honoring their roots. Forget about power tools. These craftsmen rely on a selection of non-electric hand tools like saws, mallets, and hand drills. It's like stepping back in time, but with a modern twist. Surprisingly, using these old-school tools doesn't slow them down at all. In fact, Amish builders can complete a house as quickly as those using power tools. It's like watching a race where everyone's in fancy sports cars, while the Amish cruise along in a classic VW Beetle and still cross the finish line first. Working with hand tools requires a bit more elbow grease, but it's worth every bit of effort. There's something deeply satisfying about shaping each piece of wood by hand. It gives them a level of precision and control that's hard to achieve with machines. Each cut, every joint, becomes part of their personal touch. In a way, each home they build is like a custom pair of shoes, perfectly fitted and made just for you. Meanwhile, the rest of us are fumbling with an IKEA manual, wondering why our cordless drill battery is always out of juice halfway through. You know that frustrating moment when you're halfway through a project and realize you've assembled it backward? Imagine an Amish carpenter showing up with just a handsaw and a smile, ready to build a home from scratch without a hint of stress. If only we could all tap into that kind of calm when putting furniture together. Every Amish carpenter knows it's not just about speed, it's about quality and craftsmanship. Working with hand tools allows them to make joints and cuts that are often more precise than what machines produce. They find a rhythm, almost like musicians playing a well-rehearsed piece. This dedication transforms a simple frame into an architectural work of art. Now let's talk about the walls of an Amish home. Unlike many modern homes that use brick for structure and insulation, the Amish prefer materials they know well: wooden panels, shingles, and siding. No bricks in sight. It's like a pizzeria that only serves salads. This wooden approach doesn't just give their homes a warm, rustic charm. It also provides plenty of flexibility in design. When it comes to insulation, the Amish are true trailblazers. While most people today consider foam insulation to be the best option, the Amish have relied on natural methods for generations. They layer wood and use eco-friendly materials like straw and wool to insulate their homes. Talk about being eco-conscious before it was cool. Straw isn't just for barns and scarecrows. It's an excellent insulator, keeping homes warm in winter and cool in summer. It's almost like the straw is saying, "Bring on the cold, I've got this." Their clever approach to insulation deserves some serious appreciation. Forget high-tech insulation foams. The Amish figured out how to stay warm centuries ago. It's almost as if they have a secret family recipe for insulation, passed down through the years. While the rest of us are Googling best insulation for winter, Amish families are cozy in their well-insulated homes, crafted with the simplest of materials. They're probably warmer than I am in my apartment, where I'm constantly deciding between sweating or shivering. You know that feeling when you crank the heat up, and suddenly your living room feels like a sauna while the bedroom is still freezing? I could use some of that Amish ingenuity right about now. Building these walls isn't as simple as nailing up some boards and calling it a day. There's a deep, meticulous attention to detail in creating these durable, energy-efficient spaces. Each panel is carefully cut, fitted, and assembled, often with a level of craftsmanship that would put many modern builders to shame. The result is walls that aren't just strong, but also breathe, preventing moisture buildup and promoting a healthier indoor environment. Here's another cool detail. Amish homes, often built with natural materials, are highly energy efficient. Many Amish builders use passive solar design techniques, positioning windows to make the most of sunlight for natural warmth. Their heating bills? Likely a lot lower than mine. If only my landlord understood the concept of natural insulation instead of offering natural drafts. By combining wood, straw, and wool, Amish homes maintain a steady, comfortable temperature year-round. While some modern homes might have their programmable thermostats and elaborate heating systems, Amish homes quietly work in sync with nature. It's all about finding that perfect balance, kind of like adding just the right amount of seasoning to Grandma's famous soup. Not enough, and it's bland. too much, and you're reaching for a glass of water. These Amish homes develop a character all their own, mirroring the personality and hard work of their builders. There's a deep sense of pride in every nail and every wooden panel, knowing each home is crafted with care and commitment. Now that the walls are up, it's time to move up to the roof. Literally. Amish roofing techniques are marvels of simplicity and durability. Instead of modern tiles or concrete, they use wooden shingles or metal sheets, sticking with methods that have stood the test of time. It's like they're saying, why chase every trend when the basics work so well? Who needs magazine-ready roofs when you can have one built to handle the elements? These roofs are designed to face down all kinds of weather. With heavy snow and rain often a concern, Amish roofs are typically built at steep angles, allowing snow to slide right off. Imagine building a roof that seems to laugh at a snowstorm. Meanwhile, I can barely manage a small leak without scrambling for buckets and hoping for the best. The craftsmanship that goes into these roofs is truly impressive. Each shingle or sheet is carefully placed to ensure there are no weak spots, built with the same dedication that the Amish bring to every part of their homes. It's not just about keeping out rain, it's about creating a solid, long-lasting barrier. Here's a cool fact. Wooden roofs don't just provide strength, they help keep the house cool in summer and warm in winter. You might think a wooden home would be like a sauna in July and a freezer in January, but thanks to these thoughtful construction techniques, the opposite is true. The natural insulating qualities of wood, combined with good ventilation, help maintain a comfortable temperature all year round. It's almost as if the Amish invented their own air conditioning, minus the noise and the electricity. This thoughtful approach to roofing goes beyond practicality. Each roof becomes part of the home's visual charm, often reflecting local styles and community values. There's something captivating about seeing rows of Amish homes with their wooden roofs, blending harmoniously into the landscape. It's like a postcard scene where every house tells its own story. As the roof takes shape, the whole structure transforms. The roof becomes the finishing touch that solidifies the home's strength and beauty. Once completed, these homes are ready to stand up to any weather, providing a cozy retreat in every season. The Amish have perfected a roofing system that doesn't just protect their homes, but enhances them, ensuring warmth and comfort no matter the time of year. Now let's explore how the Amish keep their homes functional without modern technology. That's right. No electrical wiring, no plumbing, yet their homes are still comfortable and efficient. It's as if they've figured out how to live as if it's 1899, minus the worries of power outages. Amish homes are designed to make the most of natural light, with large windows strategically positioned to brighten their living spaces. Who needs expensive lighting when you can use the sun? These windows are often thoughtfully placed to let in sunlight at the perfect angles, almost as if they had a silent interior designer whispering tips about daylight. With each of these practical and elegant touches, Amish homes aren't just places to live. They're reflections of a lifestyle rooted in simplicity, strength, and respect for nature. Let's just say, in my apartment, the only natural light I see sneaks in through the cracks around the curtains. In place of electricity, the Amish rely on gas lamps for light once the sun sets. These lamps don't just illuminate, they create a warm, inviting glow. Imagine an Amish family gathered around the table, sharing stories by lamplight, while I'm here scrambling for a flashlight every time the power goes out. Most of us panic if the Wi-Fi drops for even 5 minutes, but Amish homes offer the ultimate unplugged experience. It's a way of life that encourages appreciation for simpler things, like spending time with family without the lure of screens. When it comes to water, Amish homes use hand pumps, adding yet another charming touch to their lifestyle. Rather than turning a faucet, residents pump water from a well, adding a bit of exercise to their daily routine. Who needs a gym membership when you get a mini workout just to fill a pot? I've joked with friends about installing a hand pump in my kitchen to keep me active. At least then I'd have a reason for sore arms. You might think living without modern conveniences would make life harder, but the Amish prove otherwise. Their homes are not only functional, they're remarkably efficient. With thoughtful design, they adapt perfectly to their needs. Every detail, from the placement of windows to the choice of lighting, is crafted to improve their quality of life without depending on modern technology. Many Amish families find that this lifestyle is not only sustainable, but also freeing. They're spared the constant hum of appliances, the pressure to upgrade gadgets, and the noise of tech disrupting their peace. It's a slower, more intentional pace that lets them focus on what truly matters: community, family, and personal growth. Think about it. While I'm scrolling through social media, the Amish are tending their gardens or enjoying games by candlelight. Their lifestyle teaches them to value face-to-face interactions and hands-on work over the endless consumption of easily available goods. Now, let's take a closer look at the budget-friendly world of Amish home building, where you get a sturdy home without the heart-stopping price tag. One of the most remarkable things about Amish homes is the cost, averaging between $50,000 and $70,000. When I heard that, I had to double-check. My neighbor just spent that much on a new car, and I'm still driving my trusty old car that's been around a bit too long, if you know what I mean. The secret to this affordability? A few key factors: local materials, community labor, and a firm stance against expensive modern tech. It's all about working with what you have and relying on the skills and support of the community rather than sinking money into costly conveniences. This approach doesn't just save money. It helps create homes with a soul, each one a testament to hard work, simplicity, and self-sufficiency. When it comes to sourcing building materials, the Amish literally look no further than their own backyards. Trees that once stood tall are transformed into beams and panels, making full use of local resources. It's like having a grocery store outside your door, except instead of shopping, you're gathering wood for your home. I tried making furniture out of old pallets once, and let's just say it looked more like abstract art than a functional chair. For the Amish, building a home is a community event where friends and family gather to help out. It's more than just getting the job done. It's a time for bonding, sharing stories, and enjoying some homemade pie once the hard work wraps up. Now that is what I call a community project. Not only does this approach build connections, but it also significantly reduces labor costs, which can be a big expense in home construction. Instead of paying hefty fees for contractors, you get a crew of enthusiastic neighbors who bring a few laughs along with their skills. Choosing to skip modern amenities like electricity and plumbing also saves a great deal on building costs. Imagine constructing a home without the need for complicated wiring or pricey plumbing fixtures that cost more than my first car. By leaving out these costly technologies, the Amish focus their resources on what matters most: a sturdy, dependable home. And the best part? No surprise electric bills and no smart fridge pinging you when you're out of milk. Sounds ideal to me, at least until the fridge starts texting my mother-in-law. Now, some might wonder if living without electricity and fancy plumbing is truly practical. Sure, it might sound rustic, but the Amish have perfected this approach over generations. It's like they've cracked the code on low-cost living that some of us might envy. I love my coffee maker and microwave, but if I had to choose between those and a big mortgage, I'd probably just take a reusable cup to the nearest drive-thru. Thanks to these cost-effective choices, many Amish families find it easier to save money or invest in other areas. It might seem like the simple life, but in reality, it's a smart financial move. The average price of a modern home in the U.S. easily reaches upwards of $300,000, leaving many with a 30-year mortgage. In contrast, an Amish home offers a cozy retreat without such a financial burden. Talk about a win-win. Looking at how these homes are built, it's clear that every choice, from materials to labor to design, reflects a commitment to quality, community, and sustainability.